and while the sleep watchers past victims all now sleep with one eye open, I suggest that tonight, before you go to bed, you double check that your doors are locked too.
I always actually sleep with my bedroom door locked too. I've done that for as long as I can remember. I don't play no games with how I sleep, bro. You guys do the thing where you get in bed and then you're like, man, I'm pretty sure I locked the front door. Like, you know that you locked the front door, but you get up anyway because there's that one minuscule 1%, negative 1% chance that you didn't lock it. Oh my God, dude. I've gotten out of bed so many times to do that before, especially when I lived in Japan for some reason. Yeah, Japan has the lowest crime rate, but it was creepy. Like, where I lived was really creepy. Like, at night, it would get kind of creepy because it was a city of like maybe 50,000 people or so, but it was still in the countryside, so it was really quiet and like, I don't know, man. You just never know. I mean, I told you guys about Knife Girl, right? I had to protect myself, man. This is probably like an old story. Probably like old castle members know this story. Can't recall. There was a friend that I was seeing at the time, and there was one time where we were chilling. Like, my computer was set up. The way that like my apartment was set up is I have like a small little sliver for a kitchen, and then like a little islands that connected to like my desk. So my desk was facing into the kitchen, but my kitchen was really small and like kind of dark if the light was off. And one time she was chilling at my house, and we were both sitting at my computer just like dicking around, and she stops me, and this is in Japanese, and she's like, "There's a man in your kitchen." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I can see a man in your kitchen." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And we are probably, I want to say 3 feet away from my kitchen. So it's not like there's something obscuring the view or anything like that. It was just dark. Like, I didn't have my kitchen light on. And maybe the light from the computer was like kind of obscuring, I guess, a little bit. But it wasn't like I was far away and I couldn't see all of my kitchen. I could clearly see that there was nothing in there. But she was like, I see a man in your kitchen right now. And I was like, apparition or what? She was like, it's just a figure that I sense. And I was officially freaked the fuck out, dude. I was like, okay, I was freaked out, but I was like, that's weird. Like, that's weird. Whatever. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. Whatever. Who cares? But I was still creeped out. Like, that's because she just stopped. You know what I mean? Like, we were doing something, and she was like, she put her arm out and she's like, I see a man in your kitchen, like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, that's fucking freaky, but what are you talking about? Fast forward, I hung out with her again. We're cooking food. She is chopping the vegetables, and she is chopping, and then she just stops. She holds the knife out in front of her stomach and just starts like poking it forward and backwards in front of her. And I'm like getting the food ready somewhere else, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, I'm just stabbing." And I said, "What are you stabbing?" And she said, "I'm stabbing you." And I said, "Ow." And she just laughs, and she says, but basically the equivalent of like, "Oh, just joking." And she goes back to cutting. That's when I was like, okay, I'm out. This is too much, man. Like, the figure in the kitchen, I was like, maybe that's just like a joke or something, but the pretend stabbing is where I gotta draw the line. Like, I can't fall asleep, near this person. Like, it's just too freaky. It's too fucking freaky, man. Now, fast forward, I don't know, I can't remember if this happened during a stream or not, but I was on my computer one night. I had gotten a message from her. Now, this is when I was just kind of like, you kind of grow apart from people, yada, yada, yada. You start drifting away. Nothing wrong with that. And I get a message asking me where I am, and I just ignored it. I was just doing my own thing on my PC, whatever. I don't think this was on stream, but I was chilling on my PC, like gaming. And I got a message from her, like asking what I was doing, and I ignored it. And then I got another message saying, "I know you're inside. What are you doing?" And now I'm freaked out. And I ignore it again. And she says, "I'm outside. I know you're in there." And dude, I was so fucking terrified, like legitimately terrified. I walked to the front door because, I mean, she knows I'm in there, right? Like, I just can't keep ignoring it. Like, she knows I'm in there, and she's obviously here for something. I accepted my death that night. Like, I was like, dude, if she kills me, she kills me. But like, I need to confront her and like just be honest and like just, do something about this. So I go to the front door. And I open it and she's just like drenched in sweat, you know, just like panting, like really tired. And I was like, hey, what's going on? You know, she was nice. I think that's what, she was really nice. She was really nice. Like, it was just those random instances where she like did freaky shit that just like scared me. And she was really nice. Like, I don't really have anything negative to say about her at all. Like, she was really cool, really nice. But I opened the door and she's like panting and like sweaty. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Sorry, I didn't like see my phone, whatever. She's like, oh, hey, you know, I just wanted to see what you're up to. And I was like, oh, yeah,
Happy
like,
13th, Lord.
how did you get here? Did you drive here? Did you get dropped off? And she was like, no, I walked. Dude, she lived like 2 towns over. It is like an hour and a half jaunt to get there. It was like a neighboring town. Like, to walk there would have been like at least an hour and a half, at least. It was like a 20 minute drive, 30 minute drive or something like that. What did you do at that point? Listen, she wanted that ear eyeball lick for the road. She just wanted a quick worm for the road. Listen, man, I was just honest. I was like, hey, like, I just didn't want to get killed. But she was nice. She was really sweet. It's hard to explain. Like, she did freaky stuff, but I was like, I was freaked out. I was scared for sure, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be nice to this person. Like, I don't want to be like a dickhead. So I just told her like, hey, you know, I'm just chilling, but I think I'm just gonna do my own thing for now, and yada yada yada. And told her like, hey, maybe we should just kind of, you know, take it easy and kind of go our own way, stuff like that. And it didn't really go like that well that I can remember. I mean, this was a while ago. It's a long time ago, but I think it was before I started streaming. I can't remember. Was this while I was streaming or not? The interaction didn't happen while I was like physically during a stream, but I can't remember if I had started streaming or not at that time. But basically, I try my best to just like sever and move on and just be like kind of friends, and you know, it was too freaky, man. It was too scary for me. Crusty? What is crusty? Crusty? Oh, crazy. Oh my god, you're so fucking sketch. The thing is, she was really nice. She was awesome. She was really cool. I really liked her. She was really cool to hang out with, and I mean, not even in a romantic way. Like, she was just a cool person, like really nice. Just some weird things that happened. I honestly can't explain it because it was just out of nowhere. I wouldn't even say hot and cold because she wasn't like mean or anything. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like psycho, like controlling or anything like that. It was just some weird instances of like, I don't know, what would you do if someone like unironically was like, there's a man in here. There's a man in the kitchen. Or like, I'm stabbing. What are you stabbing? I'm stabbing you. Just joking. Okay, well, it's just like, and then she just goes back to normal. Kill her first. Okay, buddy. So it wasn't one of those things where she was like a dickhead or like mean or like manipulative or anything like that.
Type Lord.
No, I don't. It was one of those things where I just felt unsettled. I can't really explain it. You know, it wasn't something I could personally deal with because I just felt a little, yeah, you could say the vibes were off. I think it's fair to say that. Yeah. Stabbing an imaginary entity that is a reflection of yourself could potentially set the vibes off. They could move the vibes in an undesirable location. Yeah. Did she not take any medication? No, I didn't get into any of that. No, I did not try to like figure it out at all. My ex said people were watching him through his phone charger. I divorced him. Are you serious? Yeah, could you imagine like being married to someone and all of a sudden they're like, there's people in the room with us. I actually do that to Nyan a lot, so I can't even Dude, I'll do this thing. If we hear any noise in the house, I'll just look at her with a blank face and I'll just go, they're here. Dude, it freaks her out so much. Dude, that is the funniest shit ever. They're here. Yeah, I'm Nyan's knife girl, yeah. I've never done the stabbing thing though. That's so scary. Bro, joking about like physical harm like that is scary, bro. That shit is actually scary. Like joking about, I mean, unless you're really obvious, bro, that shit is fucking freaky. I was a girl, I would probably break up with you. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Haha, so funny. Yeah, the Nyan POV is different. That's different. Yeah, that was one of the scariest things I had in Japan, man. And I mean, you guys know about like old school like Japanese horror movies. It's just freaky, man. You know, there's some, it's such an old place that I lived in, so it was just freaky. So there'd be nights, dude. I watched the Hereditary movie when I lived in Japan, dude, I was so freaked out for actual weeks. That never happens to me. But dude, I was so freaked out. The place that I lived in was so quiet. So fucking quiet, man. If a girl did that shit to me, I would find it funny unless they were legitimately giving off creepy vibes. You know, it was just one of those things where it was just so out of the blue. Like when she put her arm across me and was like, there's a man in your kitchen. It did startle me. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was just kind of like, ha ha ha, okay. A little bit on edge for the rest of every interaction that I'll ever have with you. Okay. And then the stabbing thing happened and I was like, okay, that's okay. That's it. I'm out. That's going to be a big no for me, dog. Yeah. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, that's a little bit too weird. Yeah. That was one of the more scary instances. So ever since then, I was just like, hey man, you know, if I got to get up and walk a few extra feet to go make sure that my door is locked, hey, you know what? I think it's worth it. Bro, I'll do the thing where I'll go every latch on the door. You know what I mean? If there's a lock on the door, I'll lock it. The hand, the chain, the bing, the bong. If I could sleep in an underground bunker, I would.